Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I'm going to be using this page map sketch from March of 2022. It is a 2-page sketch and I will be doing a 2-page layout. So today I'm going to be using Bella Boulevard's Sand and Surf. This is such an old collection. I don't have any embellishments for it. I just have the paper, but the paper does have a couple of embellishment pieces on it that I'm going to, shocker, fussy cut out. All right, so right now I'm just gathering all of the papers that I'm going to be using for the background. I've got this blue paper that's got some tone-on-tone waves on it. I've got this yellow paper that also has some tone-on-tone clouds on it. And then I have this palm tree paper. And I love the way that these colors contrast each other. So the yellow, the greens, and the blues, none of them have colors that are similar to each other, but that's what I love about working within a collection. I feel like I can match these colors that I don't necessarily think that I would have matched before. I definitely could have pulled out my color wheel, and I'm sure green, yellow, and blue go well together, but it's a lot easier when you're working with a collection. So I do use a brownish color. I'm not exactly sure. This layout was done quite a while ago, but I have either it's gray or brown. It's one of my distress inks from Tim Holtz. I'm going to be using my T-square ruler to make sure that everything is down straight. I did try to save some of the pieces of paper. Not sure why, super old collection, but I always feel guilty when I use up paper and it's could be used for something else. So I do go ahead and cut out this center yellow piece. Use my X-Acto knife to just score it, and then I pulled it right up. Probably should have cut the pieces prior to putting them down, but you know, that's the way I roll. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this palm tree paper down, again using that T-square ruler, make sure everything is straight. These photos that I'm going to be using are actually from a cruise, so you'll probably see quite a few of these pictures coming up from the cruise. I thought about doing something similar with the Snow What Snow series and the other series that I recently did, but honestly, I'm over series right now. I just want to get back in my scrapbook room. I just want to get back to, creating layouts, so I was like, let me just throw this together. I have a bunch of them created, so you're going to be seeing them, but I'm not going to be doing a series. I'll probably do a wrap up at the end because I do have quite a few 1-page layouts to go in it, and I do like showing you guys how those come about. My channel mainly focuses on double-page layouts, so I didn't record putting together the 1-page layouts, and that really also helped me kind of get back into the groove of things too. By doing those 1-page layouts and not recording, it just made it feel different. Again, don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it, but that's how I felt. So I'm going to be using this pink paper here just because I have so many different boy layouts that I tend to do. I don't get to use a lot of bright colors, and you guys know me, I love pink, so you can see here I am actually decked out all in pink. This was one of my favorite outfits. It doesn't fit me anymore because I've gained a little bit of weight, but definitely one of my favorite outfits around this time when we did this cruise a couple years ago. So it was pink shorts and a see-through top that I wore a white tank underneath it, and then just this multicolor pink sheer top. It was so pretty. And so I love the outfit. So I'm glad that I, actually got good pictures of us just kind of hanging out by the water. This is right after we got off of the cruise, in the Bahamas. We were just kind of walking around and the water was so beautiful. And my mom wanted to take some pictures. I got some pictures of her with the water as well. So some great photos of me, which you don't get to see a lot of photos with me, just me, in my layout. So enjoy this one. All right, so I have been following the sketch pretty closely. I've got the 2 photos on the left-hand side. I've got the 2 smaller photos. This actually calls for a 4x6 photo there, but I had some smaller photos that I could put in there. It calls for a journaling block in the center and then another photo on the far right, but I didn't really have a lot of journaling to write about this. There's not really a whole lot. It's just pictures of me. So I went ahead and pulled out this card that says there's no place like the beach, which is where we are. And it wasn't big enough, so I went ahead and used the same green paper that's over there on the far left. And it's just some tone-on-tone green leaf paper to make that card just a little bit bigger. So here is where you can see that I fussy cut all those pieces out. I did go ahead and use whatever color ink would match the pieces because I'm not really good at fussy cutting. So I felt like if I just use some distress ink on the sides of them, it kind of covered up the white pieces a little bit and made it a little less messy, I guess. I do go ahead and put that There's No Place Like the Beach card up on fun foam, so it does kind of give it some dimension, separating those sets of photos on the left and right of that particular card. All right, so after I get everything down, I go ahead and put these palm trees down. I used some fun foam on one of them and put one of them flat. I tried to decide what I wanted to do. I was thinking about putting fun foam on the larger one, but I felt like it would be better suited on the smaller one. And the trunk of the smaller tree is so thin that I actually only have it at the bottom, and then on the leaves, like in the centerpiece, it's so thin that there's no way that I could have got fun foam on that. I do go ahead and put kind of like a little scene at the top with the sun and the two clouds there. The sun says hello sunshine, and then one of the clouds has the word destination on it, which I thought was perfect. I do go ahead and put that one up on fun foam and the sun up on fun foam, but I put the yellow cloud straight down on the layout. Once I get those down, then I'm going to go and start working on this wording piece at the bottom. Like the layout calls for just a little strip of paper down there, and I found this wording that says good times in the sun, sunny days, no work and all play, and wish you were here. And it just worked out perfectly to lay right below the photos. And I do go ahead and put fun foam up on each of those. Now, I felt like I needed another little piece over to the far left hand side, but I didn't really have any paper that worked, and there was one little tiny orange flower in that lined paper, so I felt like if I got some orange, it would kind of tie that in and really bring in that orange. And that is really the only two places that the orange is, on that small little flower underneath the photos on the right hand side of the layout, and then the notebook punch paper that I used over on the left. I thought about using that orange flower as well, but didn't like the way that it looked. So it sat there for quite a while, but it does end up getting moved here in just a minute. So I do use this blue arrow that I also fussy cut out, and it says, I wish you were here. And I pulled out my embellishment book and just a couple of different pieces that I was able to find. I found this little girl. She is sitting on a flamingo float, and because it's pink, I was like, oh, that works perfectly. So I went ahead and added her. I also found some wood veneer that fit really nicely on top of that card that says there's no place like home. And then I'm just adding pieces to each cluster. So you can see over on the far left, I've added a wood veneer heart to mimic the wood veneer on the card. I also added a pink little tab and a blue heart and a pink heart as well. And then you can see that I also added a wood veneer piece over on the far right hand side, again with a blue heart and a pink heart. I did end up pulling up one of the hearts over to the left and added a little green circle that had flip-flops on it, and I thought, oh, that looks really cool. And I also went ahead and added this heart that I have had, I think, when I first started scrapbooking back in 2004, so super old. Actually, as I'm recording this, it has come up and it is currently in my hand, so I definitely got to put some liquid glue on it. All right, so here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.